Welcome back to Cool Clubs Reviews. Today we've got PXG's 0317ST milled. So it's a different looking PXG than I've seen before.
Yeah, this is not hollow, so there's no springy faces and all that stuff. It's basically a forged blade, but it's obviously machined as well. So
yeah, that back is pretty intricate.
Yeah, it does actually. I was looking at the machine work on the back of this thing, and that takes some time. Doesn't do much, but it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool. Yeah.
Right? What does do something though is the weight in the back, and that's a big advantage. I wish every company would do this. Callaway has done this with their new Apex line as well, and some other companies have done it in the past. But why everybody doesn't swing weight clubs this way is beyond me.
Yeah.
So basically, you can build the clubs with whatever shafts and balance points you want, finish them all up, and then screw the weights and get the swing weights exactly what you want.
Exactly right.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a huge advantage.
Yep.
And then some other companies do that. A lot of them use weights that go down the hosels and stuff. But you'd rather have the mass in the back.
For sure, and accessible.
Yeah, accessible, so you can change. You don't take a club apart to change swing weight, which is great. As far as the rest of the stuff on the back, obviously they've done a little bit here by sloping these up, so you're actually putting a little more mass on side to side, but it's kind of counterbalanced by putting the weight in the center. So I mean, it's not doing a lot as far as how forgiving it is. I guess Tom Kalinowski used to here a lot, and probably one of the best ball strikers I know, and he plays around with this stuff. And what he was saying is the turf interaction is really good.
Yeah.
And you can see that they've done some nice things on here. It's really subtle.
Yep.
There's a little camber on the front that's soft, and obviously it's cambered off the back. But in general, it's pretty rolled evenly all the way through, and that looks really nice.
It looks good.
Certainly not like the Strixon. If you're going to be, if you're really steep, it's going to be great. But it's got some camber to it, so it's nice.
The other thing to mention about the design is that pointed toe look.
Yeah,
noticeable.
It's a ping shape type thing, right? Or a little bit Japanesey to some extent. They tend to have high toe.
It's true.
Square looking, and Mizuno can shape a little bit like that as well.
Yeah.
And I happen to like that. Some people, like more rounded.
Do you know what? I prefer the rounded.
So
I
it's
look at the
not right or wrong. Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't. It just looks a bit sharp to me. I kind of like seeing it all soft on the ground. So
it's a personal preference thing.
Yeah.
Didn't do much on the top line. It's relatively thin, but there's no cambering or anything to make it look thinner. No. And in general, I think for a blade, I'd say that's a relatively wide sole.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, for sure, for a blade.
For a blade.
Yeah.
So relative forgiving turf interaction, but let's take a look at what it did.
Great out of the heel, great out of the center. Dispersion, as you'd expect from most of these, slimmer bodied irons. It's a little spread. Spin launch is good, comparable to other blades in its range.
Right.
And then loft 33 degrees, so a little on the stronger side than most of the blades out there, and that gives them 2 or 3 yards more than some. So 172 we kind of think is around the average. So this is pushing up towards 175, 176. We always say this. It's it's a very slim market. It's a blade. There's not much to talk about. Maybe this gives a little bit more because of the sole design again, pushes it out a little further. Changeable weight certainly for the golf geeks out there that want to build their own gear, make it a little easier.
Interesting, actually, the one we have in the picture up here is black in the back. Actually, it's black PXG, same thing, but this one has a silver medallion in the back. I'm not sure which one I like better. I kind of like the clean silver, but black contrast looks good too.
Contrast is too.
I think I'd have to flip a coin or something on that one personally. But
one more point to touch on. PXG traditionally considered super high end. And these are not. These are
actually reasonable. They're 170s. They're right in line with Titleist and Callaway and TaylorMade, and they're all in that ballpark. 175 range for top quality iron.
Yeah.
So nothing strange.
Good
Great.
stuff. Cheers, mate.